Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here, and I've got a massive report to share with you today. Here's the truth. There is a lot of things happening in the world right now. We know we had the September 23rd, all the things that have been talked about there. We have North Korea lighting fires with the world, specifically, Japan and America, talks of nuclear war. We have tons of hurricanes, upticks in fires, upticks in volcanic activity even, and even earthquakes, things that the Bible talked about long before, but it's really increased specifically even in this month alone. And so it's brought a lot of fear and anxiety for people. And a lot of the times I share fearful things on my channel. So what I want to do in this report is bring on Ronnie McMullen with Life Change Tea at getthetea.com. You guys know I am an avid supporter of all his products. The colostrum, if you guys have stomach issues, it's amazing. The detox tea, I swear to you, you will not regret that. So get the detox tea. But the reason that I wanted to bring him on specifically is because let's handle and talk about that monster of fear. I mean, you often get the label doing in my line of work, you're labeled a fear monger and blah, 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 and all you do is spread fear. Well, let's have a solution to that fear. And that's kind of what I want to address. And I brought Ronnie on to bring that up. So Ronnie, are you with me over there?
I am. How you doing, Lisa?
Good. I'm so glad we have this topic because everything's negative all the time and there's all this crazy stuff. So I'm like, we got to talk about something good and have a solution to some of the problems that exist. So what are some of the things that are going on in the world right now, Ronnie, that can bring fear?
Well, I'm going to start with this. This is going to be probably one of my favorite shows because it's always good to get an antidote to a virus. And we have a lot of fear virus that's going on over the world. And here's why. So think about it. If you're in Florida, you're screwed. 90% of the Keys are toast by hurricane. We obviously had Hurricane Irma. We had Hurricane Harvey. We have Maria's out there, Jose. And this might not even be over. So we have a lot of the hurricane stuff. Then people, it's like a kind of a 1-2 punch. First of all, there's the damage and all the stuff that's going on, the looting, whatever that's taking place. But the second part of it is we might have some insurance companies go belly up because there's so much damage. And it's interesting, when we don't pay our bills, everybody comes after us. But when insurance companies or government doesn't pay their bills, oh, well, that's fine. That's just, it's a people's money. No big deal. So we have that one. We have obviously Kim Jong-un. I always love his name. What a name. I mean, no wonder the guy's got a complex having that kind of name. But anyway, we've got him, pointing his missiles, wanting to do ballistic missiles. Hawaii is actually under alert. Because now he wants to point his missiles towards, the West Coast.
LA was, not necessarily under alert, but there was talk that LA was a target for him. Just adding that.
Well, and it's true because here's the thing is we're going to put all the blame on Kim Jong, but unfortunately they and them run this world. And in my opinion, this is all part of the plan. So LA, nice reduction in population if something happens to LA. You probably wouldn't see anything happen in Santa Barbara because the global elite love to vacation at Santa Barbara. They love to go there. It's beautiful and everything else. So LA, yeah, we can get rid of some of those people. So, and then Hawaii, Hawaii's on alert, but I don't know if anything's going to actually happen to Hawaii because the global elite, again, like Hawaii. So I don't think so. But we also have China and Russia in the background. So this is kind of a big deal. They're talking World War III. That's enough to get us upset. And really what happens is when we get fearful, and the reason I think this show is going to be so awesome, because I'm going to give you a system. If you stay on here, you go, oh, you're just selling product. Well, just hold on. Just hold the phone. Now, I'm going to give you a system to go through that's going to make you feel better. And the reason I know this is because I don't buy into a lot of these BS things that go on. But this one really, really helped me, and it's changed my outlook, changed my everything about it. When you get fear, it doesn't matter if you're looking on CNN or MSNBC or you're just scared of something outside. It doesn't matter. When you get fear, it releases cortisol in your body. Cortisol gives you the flight or fright. In other words, you run or you fight. Okay? Notice the people and the public in America. They're either ready to argue with you and fire down on you, or they run away from you and they don't want to talk. Okay? And this is really Congress. I don't want to talk to him. Forget it. Or it's, let's just baffle him. Let's go after Trump, blah, blah, blah. So fight and flight is full evidence happening right now. Why? Because all the media channels look at Kim Jong, look at the hurricanes, notice how much good news is moved. And they call good news, how short Taylor Swift's miniskirt is. That's not good news. They don't tell you about triplets being born and how it was happening. They don't tell you anything good. They tell you everything negative, and their best subject is on some stupid celebrity that I could care less on.
Right, and they're depressing the culture, to be honest. I mean, everything is depressing. Everything is bad. And while depressing news is what gets attention, that's why they're putting it a lot out. And that's why I wanted to do today's video. I know that fear, there's some imbalances on fear. Talk about that, because I know you have products, the ones I brought today, actually, the colostrum and the Ally C and the detox tea that can help with that imbalance.
The tea. Yeah, exactly. And I want to talk about that because your chemical imbalance.
To clarify, we're going to get into there's no charge, as for the advice we're going to talk about. Obviously, it's just real.
It is absolutely real. It's super real. And so for those of you, it's like, I just want to tell you, it's not about selling products. And sometimes people, I had a radio show for over 12 years. And I did a lot of the fear stuff. And when you report truth, unfortunately, it's fearful. It just is. It doesn't matter. You can candy coat it all you want, but it is still scary stuff because our world's not going the right way. So that's an absolute fact. And I noticed when I put out a show, this is really interesting, I put out a show the last couple of years, and it really sided with the spiritual part and a lot of good news. Do you know my listenership dropped by 60-70%? Because I was reporting positive stuff. But when I was reporting, UFOs are flying over today, and this is so, and it looks like we're going to have a bomb, a major bomb. It's going to be in a mall. Everybody's going to die. It's going to be bloody. Everybody was listening. And that's sad. It's really sad. But then again, cortisol is being released, and they and them that also fed me a little bit, they use that to get their message out.
Well, what are some of the things that help with fear? And then tell us how to handle it.
Okay, so here's what helps with fear. Detoxing, okay? What you are eating, breathing, drinking is toxic. When toxins go in your brain, it brings a chemical imbalance. It's going to shoot cortisol and lots of other good stuff, which is going to give you that flight or fright. So the pomegranate tea, the super tea you guys have been ordering, this detoxes you. This helps your mind, okay? This is why and the autoimmune is another issue. When your immune system is down, your brain gets off kilter. And when your brain gets off kilter, fight or flight, cortisol, next thing you know. And when that changes, let's say you have diabetes. Here's a good one. Just to show you truth, okay? Fact. Let's say, and many of you out there listening and watching have diabetes. So you have diabetes. Guess what? You get emotional. You have a really tough day. Even if you had a really good day, something really positive. Yay! Woo! You got super excited. Do you know your blood sugars can move up by 20 to 100 points? So if you normally read 140 or 150 or 200, you could go up to 100 points on your blood test just with being stressed, just with having the fear, just with the cortisol, the chemical imbalance. So this is why it's so important for us to detox. It's really important. And if you look at the colostrum, it's going to go and attack your immune system and make your immune system better, attack all the garbage that's getting into your immune system. And I love the Allison Advanced. And the reason I love the Allison Advanced is because you don't get a cold. You just don't. And I like feeling good. And so I take my one a day just like clockwork. And before we go into the antidote for fear, I just want to say this. I'm putting a special out. It's going just to the end of the month, so you only have a few days left, and it's called the Big 3 Plus. Normally you've seen the Big 3, which is the colostrum, the tea, and the Allison Advanced. That's a great buy. You're saving money. I just thought I'd do something more fun. I love to give, so I thought I'm going to throw in a bottle of Moringa absolutely free if you're buying that Big 3. Plus, you're getting free shipping, and plus, you're getting priority mail. So you can't beat that. It's the Big 3 Plus. It's on the front page. You get the tea. You scroll down. There it is. Click on it. Boom, you're ready to go, and you're going to get 4 items, and it's going to be great. Okay, so there's our whole play. Got it right out of the way.
All right. So how do we handle fear then? Like, what are some, obviously prayer is a part of it. As a Christian, that's a big part of what we do. But at the same time, God doesn't give you the resume for the job that you need to apply for. You have to create the resume and take it to the job. And then you leave it in God's hands. And I think it's the same way here. So tell me, how can we handle fear?
Okay. So here it is. So a lot of times we pray. Let's just talk about truth. I'm a real truth guy. And there's going to be some people don't agree, but that's okay. So you're scared, you know it, you kind of feel it, and you say, Lord, I'm really fearful, take away my fear, and nothing changes. Okay? And you say, well, that God, it's not God's fault. I agree. Nothing changes. So you don't have no change. So here's how you change it. I'm a truth guy. So I went away for the weekend and felt the fear just, tensing my back. Guys usually have back problems and shoulder problems and neck problems because fear and tense and all that kind of stuff. And then we all have our own fears. Everybody has a different fear. So I went away and I was just like, and I just said, God, I'm so tired of this crap. I just want to be free of this, And it's not like we're never going to get fear again. This is an ongoing system, but now you'll have an arsenal to get rid of it. So I had this little situation that went in, and I tried it and it didn't really work that well. So I took the same situation, the same thing that I had been heard, and I changed it and tweaked it, and it worked wonderfully, and it freed me up, and here it is. So the first thing you want to do, step one, you want to basically, everything you're scared of, you need to write it down on a piece of paper. Literally write it down on a piece of paper. One-line sentences. I'm scared of X, Y, Z. And I'm not talking about I'm scared of spiders, I'm scared of snakes, not that kind of stuff. I'm talking about real fears, real emotional fears that you are scared of. You write them down. Okay? So let's say we're going to use a number of 10. Now, you might have 20 or 100, doesn't matter, but write them all down. So let's say you have 10 major things that you're really scared of, and it really bothers you. You actually think about these things almost daily. Take those 10 things, look at them, really look at them. We're going to do some exposure here on things that are scaring you. Remember, this stuff's scaring you. Look at it. Okay? After you're done with that, now you get to keep 3. When I say keep 3, you're going to discard 7 of those. Okay? 2/3 of basically you're going to discard, you're going to get rid of, and you're going to keep 3. These 3, you basically are the bigger than the rest of them. They kind of stand out. So you keep those 3. You're not ready to get rid of those yet. You get rid of. So now, guess what? You're between 60 and 70% already fixed. 60 or 70% of your fearful problems are gone. Okay? Because you rated yourself. You rated what's really scary. Well, that right there, that's not as scary. I'm not worried about that. But this one right here, that's a big one. So you have 3 now. Okay? Now, take a look at those 3. Okay? Remember, there's always something attached to fear. Okay? Are you ready for it? Loss. Loss is always connected to fear. It is what is the fuel for fear, is loss. Because if you understand the loss, then you are going to be scared, because who wants to be a loser? Okay? So loss is connected to fear. So now you got 3 big fears. And boy, you see the loss and the fear, and oh man, it's almost scary looking at these 3 things. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to pick one. You're going to say, what is the biggest fear that I'm scared of? What's the one and this is where everything in your life's going to change, because you're going to think it's one thing, but actually something else is going to stand out. That's what happened to me. I'm like, oh, this is probably the number one thing, and it wasn't. So the number one thing that you go, okay, if I discarded that, where would I be? Okay, if I discard, and you choose, you look at what the threat is, and the next thing you know, you have one fear left you've discarded. So guess what? You just got another 60, 70% better. So now you have one big fear. Everything else is and it's such a big fear. Guess where your emotions are? It's wrapped in this one fear, and everything else, it doesn't even matter. Okay? Because you've already made a choice to get them out of your life. You made the choice. You didn't, oh God, please. No, you already made the choice. So God's going to remove them because you made the choice to say, I don't want them in my life. So you now have one left. Take 24 hours and ponder that one fear. 24 hours. So don't put it down, write it down. You've got it circled. Here it is. Look at the big threat. And by the way, you're going to find out that number one fear is the scariest of all, and it's something you probably didn't know. Or it's something that just keeps reoccurring and reoccurring and reoccurring, and you can't seem to get rid of it. Okay? So now, during the 24 hours, you have homework. You're going to take the fear, the number one fear that you found. Boom, here it is. Wham! Oh, man, that's what I'm scared of. I'm scared of going to the grocery store. Okay? I'm being funny, but anyway. So you have this one big fear. Now you evaluate its integrity. Now, what I mean by that is, what is the chances in a percentage in your real mind, not your fluff mind, not like, the world's going to end, oh my God. What's the percentage of that happening? Probably 99.9 it's not going to happen, okay? So you're going to evaluate its value, and you're going to say, okay, what's the chances of this really happening to me, really taking place? You're going to find the percentage rate is so flippin' low. So you're going to say, and then you're going to ponder that, and you're going to evaluate all the integrity, everything it took to get that fear, that number one fear in your life, into place. Everything that it took to get it there. You're going to evaluate the integrity for 24 hours, and you're going to find out that that lie, that so-called fear, is really not as big as you thought it was, and that you're much more powerful than that fear, and that God will remove it, but you've got to make the choice. And what you do is you say, okay, Lord, I choose not to have this in my life because I evaluated it over the past 24 hours, and it's probably only 5 or 10 or 20% chance that it's even ever going to happen. I'm getting rid of it. And you would be surprised how tall you walk, how well it is, and how you're going to hear everything in your mind differently. And let me tell you something. I went and did this last weekend. Oh my God. It was so great. I really liked the whole thing. And with that, and it was great. So I double dog dare you to try this and see, because there was another little system and I tried it and it's like, didn't work. You know, you hear this, well, just take this and wear white and drive down 4 miles and turn left. And you're like, okay, I did everything and it didn't work. I don't want a system that doesn't work. I want one that does.
What do you say maybe to those whose biggest fear is going to happen? Like, if somebody has, God forbid, but cancer and they're, on a time clock or something like that.
Okay. So somebody has, and they say, my biggest fear is having cancer and dying.
Or say they do have it.
Okay. So they have cancer. Okay. And their biggest fear is dying. Okay. Guess what? I will almost bet money that is not the biggest fear they have. Because they already know they have cancer. It's a fact. So they're not really, and most people that are truly dying are already dealing with it in such a great way, because I believe God moves into those kind of people and gives them special abilities. In other words, it's kind of like I've always heard, when you lose, let's say you lose your sight or you lose feeling in your hand or whatever, other abilities in your body pick up. So those people already have probably way better emotional abilities because they know they have cancer. They know their time is numbered. But do they? Here's the kicker to that fear. Do they? You say, okay, I have cancer. I'm going to die. The doctor said 3 months. First of all, the doctor doesn't know your time clock. Only God knows your time clock. Okay, so that's the first thing. Second thing is, you have 3 months to live. But you know what? Normal Joe, next door neighbor, he went out on the freeway, and guess what? He got hit and he died way before you ever did. So if you look at the facts of the matter is, no one has a handle on life. No one. I don't care the best speakers that are out there guiding your life and you're going, oh, that was a great thing. They don't have a handle on your life either. I'm only giving you information to make you feel better. If you have cancer, if you have something that's really going on, I guarantee you that's not your biggest fear. Your biggest fear might be leaving your loved ones. Your biggest fear might be, and when you go, and this is it, this is the big one, when you go head to head, face to face with the number one fear in your life, you will conquer. Guaranteed. You will conquer it, because you know what? And you'll find yourself, listen to this, this is very important. So when you get it down narrowed to the one fear, the one boom, you're ready to go, do you know what you're going to feel for 24 hours? Are you ready? You're going to feel scared. Why is that? And the reason you're feeling scared is because that number one fear, there's a spiritual connection to it, and it's scared to death because it knows you have power over it to say, no more, no more. And it will actually make you, because it's in you, feel scared. So when you toss it, you will know that you're not scared anymore because you won't feel scared. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're going to actually have proof because that spiritual piece of whatever it was threatening your life, what is that worth? Get rid of the threat. Get rid of the fear. And guess what? When you get rid of fear, guess what you get rid of? Your biggest fear, loss. It's not there anymore. You have nothing to lose. What does the Joker say to Batman? I have nothing to lose. Okay, so when you have nothing to lose, guess what? It can't be over you. They and them make us fear because it's all loss of life. But if truly we're going, I mean, seriously, if we're really going to believe in God, really, okay, not just talk it, then the crossover to see God on the other side is a beautiful thing, which means you have nothing to threaten me with. Correct? I'm going to cross over and it's going to be better than here. Anybody that's had near-death experiences will tell you the other side is 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, can't even put it into words, better than here. So why are we running around with Kim Jong-un and we're scared of him? That's crazy. Plus, as a scientist once told me, it was a great piece of information, 90 to 95% of everything you fear will never take place.
I agree 100%. And that's why I wanted to bring you on. I'm like, this was such a good topic because we had it kind of off the record. And so now you guys, at least get to hear what I heard prior to, and I think it's amazing. And I also want to encourage you guys, please make sure you go to getthetea.com. Check out his
Big 3 Plus.
Big 3 Plus.
It's like 25% off.
I know. That's like a kick butt deal, just to be honest, because he doesn't always do big deals like that. That's a really good one. Just a note. So I'll leave a link below for that particular deal. You get the 4 items instead of the 3 right now. And so just let them know you heard it on Lisa Haven. It helps fund what we do here, keeping the truth up with YouTube's all that censorship. This is how we work it. And I only work with people whose products I believe in wholeheartedly. So with that, Ronnie, do you have any final thoughts that you want to share?
Yeah, I would say please don't use that doubt, fear, loss thing. Do what I'm telling you. Try it. Just try it one time, and I'm telling you, it's going to change the way you feel. So anyway, be well.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for tuning into the channel here. I'm Lisa Haven and Ronnie McMullen signing out.